Well, hello.
Well, hey, it's 2020 still, isn't it?
It sure is in every way.
Yeah, it's hello and welcome to the damage report, where
by the time you listen to this show, the damage will be even worse than it is now.
Yeah, you'll be listening to the show from your bomb shelters, successfully barricaded in a fort that you've built out of excessive toilet paper purchases.
But hopefully you're still watching James Bond along with us.
Yeah. Speaking of which, James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the middle of the week.
Yeah.
And actually, in a lot of ways, I'm gonna give a little bit of a rundown of what's happening here.
Yeah,
Pete
for sure.
is technically kind of a guest on this miniseries, so that's exciting. Welcome, Pete.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Hey.
Take your shirt off.
My
Sit
shoes
down.
are off. My shirt is off. Actually, no, I put it back on. But
Okay.
I'm ready.
It's winter.
It is
It's
winter.
still winter.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had
Hmm.
recently, in the recent past, not seen any James Bond films.
Right.
You're supposed to gasp. That was a yeah. I just hadn't. I'd seen maybe clips. I think I saw the last half hour of one of the Pierce Brosnan ones.
That's super random.
So like as a kid, it was like on TV or
Oh, sure.
something. Years and years ago, back when people had cable.
Oh, back in the day.
But it, so as a kid, in my mind, when I pictured James Bond, I pictured Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan, even though I hadn't watched James Bond movies,
Right.
Pierce Brosnan was my James Bond.
Right. And
Right?
I'd argue a
It's
lot
just
of people feel the same way.
And because he's a good-looking James Bond. He had great hair.
Sure.
He had a strong jawline, a great accent.
Great
it worked.
accent.
So anyways, I was, I'm a completist. We've talked about this several times on the show.
For sure.
If I set out to watch something, or play something, a great example, I think I've said this before, is the Assassin's Creed video games. And so I set out, I was like, you know what, I've heard so much about these Assassin's Creed games. Let's give them a whirl.
Right.
And by that point, I think it was the fourth one was out.
Okay.
Yeah, the fourth one was out.
Sure.
And someone was like, "Oh, I'll lend it to you. I'll lend you the fourth one." And I'm like, No. And I went on eBay, and I think I got most of them used. Like it was like $10 a game or something. It wasn't bad.
Do people
but I
still
went on-
use eBay as much as they used to?
I don't know. I haven't used it in forever.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know. But so I went on eBay and I picked up all four. I was like, well, I might as well own the fourth one, even though I had someone offering to lend it to me. I might as well own the fourth one while I'm at it. And so I picked up all four and played through them.
Oh wow!
And the series has gotten worse and worse and worse as time has gone, and I still own all of them. There's 12 now? 11?
There's that many.
I own a lot.
Holy smokes.
And to be honest, I haven't played either of the last two to come out.
Right.
But I keep picking them up at like dirt cheap on like Boxing Day sales. I'm
cool.
I'll play this eventually. It's regularly $80. It's on for 24 or something.
Oh, sure.
So I makes sense to get it now. So anyways,
Yeah.
all that being said, there's no way
You were just going to pick up the Pierce
even though
Brosnan
007 isn't really a linear story.
Not so much.
Each one kind of exists in and of itself. I think that maybe the Daniel Craig ones are a little bit different. I think my understanding is that the Daniel Craig ones are like it's its own continuity. It's just like its own self-contained thing.
Yep, I agree.
Which is cool. But either way, I was like, no. I want, I think it'd be a fun accomplishment. I like working through series. And so I was like, yeah, this this will be a fun thing to undertake.
Right.
And so, yeah, my plan is I'm working through all of the James Bond movies, and I'm going to review them for you.
Perfect.
It sounds like more often than not, probably just me.
Yeah.
But occasionally the odd one that Pete's like, no, this is my jam, yo. He'll jump in and we will review them together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a rating system.
Yes.
That I have devised.
Okay.
And so I'll let people in on this rating system here.
Mm-hmm.
So this rating system is comprised of 8 categories. And this will be how I determine a score for the movie on a scale of 1 to 10.
Sure.
Or 0 to 10, I guess.
If it's really bad.
I guess a movie could get a 0.
Yeah.
And so in no particular order, the categories are plot,
Okay.
portrayal of Bond, villain,
Okay.
the gadgets, fights/action,
Okay.
Bond girl. Now, and before people like, oh, you're gonna say, well, she was pretty. No, shut up. No, it's gonna be
It's a fair question. It's a slippery slope.
But I'm not gonna comment on the appearance of her. I'm not gonna. No, it'll be like she was a strong character or she was a BS character and shouldn't make any sense.
Right.
Because my understanding is that a Bond girl is a component of every James Bond movie. So I don't know, it kind of makes sense. Supporting characters.
Yep.
And then the Bond song, not the do 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 do, but the one that, the one where there's like a montage that happens and it's all kaleidoscopy and
historically
silhouettes
it's like
dancing.
Some pop culture, someone of significance who, the Sam, someone important of that day who sings the song and everyone thinks it's cool.
For the upcoming No Time to Die, it's actually Billie Eilish. I think Adele did one. Didn't Adele do like
she absolutely did.
Skyfall?
Rihanna, I believe, did one.
Okay.
I forget who the previous ones are, but yeah. It's the who's who of if you do a Bond song, it's kind of an accomplishment.
Yeah. So, let's just kind of jump into this. I will say those categories because I haven't seen other James Bond movies. These categories I'm rating solely on my individual enjoyment of each one. So it's not like, oh, this is, compared to other James Bond movies, this was my, their use of gadgets was, no. This is simply, this is how this is the level of enjoyment that I got from the gadgets in this movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then when I have all the numbers put together, I find the average, calculate the average, and that's the score that the film gets.
Sure. Seems
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so plot.
What did you think?
I don't know. Like, here's what I thought. I understand it's the first one.
Sure.
And it came out in 62?
Yes.
62.
Yep.
So it's old.
Yeah.
And so you have to take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
I found the plot more often than not confusing. And not well explained. Like it wasn't fully explained what was happening all the time. And I had to pause the movie and look up the Wikipedia plot page.
Yes.
And read up until the point that I was at so that I was up to speed on the film that I was watching.
I hear what you're saying. That happened to me at least once, but maybe twice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you can answer this without spoiling things moving forward.
Sure.
Or maybe you can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the secret organization Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously a continuity thing.
Sure.
This is like 007 canon because there's a film named Spectre. So I'm assuming Spectre is a reoccurring organization.
Sure. We kind of talked about this in a bonus episode. It is reoccurring. I haven't seen all 25 films, so to my knowledge, I don't think it is something that's like in the background of every single James Bond film.
Right.
I
Not
think,
all villains just happen to
Correct.
be associated with it.
correct. So I think some are more heavily tied to that organization than others. As far as
Right.
which ones, I know for sure one group of Bond, like one actor portrayal time period, that for sure is heavily tied to Spectre. But as far as like the remainder of the movies, I'm not sure how much we're going to see and not see of it.
Okay. And it's worth mentioning, although Pete's not necessarily reviewing them all with me, he is going to kind of watch along.
Yeah.
So that he's also completing the Bond gauntlet. So I gave the plot what did I give it? I gave it a 5.
Okay.
It was kind of middle of the road for me. It was like,
Okay.
it was cool. I didn't understand, like the movie ended, and again, maybe this is just, maybe I missed something.
Sure.
But the movie ended, and I looked to the person sitting beside me, and I said, what? So what was the threat?
Right.
Like, what was he trying to do that we were trying to stop him from doing? Like, it had something to do with radioactivity, like this radioactive missile that was being launched coincidingly with a NASA missile.
It wasn't.
Although this is like,
Yeah.
it's not. It's this is 62, so we're not even on the moon yet.
It's ultimately like a combination of like, let's throw in a lot of things that bad characters would do. Like, we've got radiation, we've got this rocket, we've got, all these evil things, mix them in a bag. Not explain exactly what he's doing that's evil, but it'll be implied just with just how he's caring about his business.
Yeah. I don't know. The plot didn't blow me away. I didn't hate the plot. But the movie was really slow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, the pacing was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pacing was not good.
Mm-hmm.
And
it just, I guess it's a sign of the times, both in a less sciencey world and also just movie plot, like connecting the dots between scenes. But like, just there would be certain scenes where just they matched a pile on the blood on the floor, and they're like, "Oh, it's O positive," and James Bond was like, "Oh, that's her, all right. That couldn't be anyone else. Like, it couldn't be like the mugger who was shot and was also O positive."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what would you give it? Scale of 1 to 10. 0 to 10. Scale of 0 to 10. Out of 5.
You know what? I'm going to hold off on each individual ranking because I didn't rank it when I watched it, so it'd be too blurred. I'm just going to come back and I'll compare what my ranking of it was out of 10 with your final ranking.
With mine. Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Portrayal of Bond. So Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I gave it an 8. He's
He's the gold standard.
he's a sort of a very suave gentleman.
Oh yeah. Men want to be with him. No, men want to. How does that go?
Whoa.
Like, how does that say go? Women want to be with him. Men want to be him. Is that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Something
Which,
like that.
and I think people would argue, like, understandably, Bond, it's a different time in cinema.
For
so
sure.
He's a bit of a womanizer.
Oh, absolutely.
Things are a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he was still, like, he was just so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I gave him an 8. I think I gave him an 8 because I wanted to leave a little bit of room for her improvement.
For sure.
But I don't think I had any. There were no moments that stuck out where I was like, no, I don't like him.
No, he's very captivating and entertaining in the role. He
Yeah.
I think there might be a drop off. I don't know who comes next, and I'm not too sure who comes in the next few portrayals. But I wonder if there'll be a drop off of I wish Sean was back.
Yeah, I don't know if
see.
it's Timothy Dalton or Roger Moore that comes next.
Right, yeah, I don't know.
Villain. So obviously Dr. No is the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it starts out and he's really mysterious.
Oh, yeah.
And like especially that scene with the professor,
Yes.
and the spider,
Right.
and and you just see his silhouette, and here is this boisterous voice, and I found that really suspenseful.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then ultimately just kind of underwhelmed when he finally got on screen.
I would agree.
I think the metal hands were cool. That felt like a very James Bond villain type thing to me. But I don't know, because a lot of James Bond villains, in my understanding, always seem to have like a quirk. Like there's always
Right.
something about them.
They bleed tears. They have metal hands. They are allergic to kiwi.
They have a helicopter that comes out of their hat that they can fly around in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Extend
ultimately
the legs.
I'd ultimately agree with what you said. I think there's some strength there. There's a benefit. If it would have been done well, there's more of a mystery that can be done to build someone up and not show them. Like there's an art around it. But in this case, I do feel that what you said is correct. Like it just kind of fizzles out. And so at the end, the mystery doesn't continue. And what we see, I'm not that blown away or intimidated, or just like it doesn't live up to what was built up to finally introducing him. So it left a little to be it was a little lacking.
Yeah. I think that's a fair approximation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
And the fight, like and this kind of bleeds over into the whole fight thing.
Sure.
But he was defeated so easily.
Oh yeah. Like it was just like 1 millisecond of a scene, and it was like, well, that was that.
Like it's too bad he didn't put grips on those hands of his, and then he wouldn't have drowned in the radioactive goop.
Right.
Like that's literally he's defeated by.
Yeah.
He's not defeated by Bond.
No.
He's defeated by a lack of traction on his metallic robot. His super advanced. Like this is the Hyundai Smart Park of 1962.
He literally, because in the movie he said like didn't he say how much he spent on that like special aquarium glass just to have like it was like a foot thick and.
Yeah,
but
which was a high number for 1962. I can't remember what it was, but it was a shit ton of money.
But then he gets tripped up over something that like a normal WSIB trained worker would be like, hey, put grip tape on the bottom of this or on your hands or like
wrap some electrical tape around your fingers so that
so
you
don't slip.
Or even just so that like you don't drop your glass when you're trying to take a drink out of it. Like how has this not been an issue up until this point? How has there not been a revision where he's like, oh, I think that maybe I should put some grip on the end of my fingers.
I guess he just uses one of those like camelbacks at a party, like puts like the bag of fluid on his waist and there's like a straw in his mouth.
He uses it like with the bikers and joggers and stuff have.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. So I gave the villain 5.
Yeah, that's
again,
fair.
It was just.
It's not bad.
He was very forgettable.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Very forgettable.
Yeah.
Gadgets. I gave it 2. There's like nothing in this film.
There is nothing.
Yeah, there's 2 moments that felt very gadgety to me, even though they weren't gadgets. So I gave it a 2 instead of a 0.
Sure.
Because of one, when he puts the very easy to see white powder all over the briefcase. Like, I don't know how someone screwed.
Right.
Like, how do you get tripped up on that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks like someone was trying to bake on this briefcase. They left flour everywhere.
Right.
Oh well, let's crack it open. Like,
Yeah.
So that was, and the other thing that was really cool was the hair. That he plucks a hair out and kind of wets it with his spit, and then places it.
Sure. Yeah.
Places it across the door to indicate to him later on whether someone has, gone in, because obviously whoever's opening the door isn't going to spot that hair,
Right.
So he can check for that. I guess another kind of cool moment, like there's the moment where our alcoholic protagonist takes he takes a whiff of the vodka, the complimentary vodka in his hotel room, and goes, maybe this has got, maybe someone's mushed up some Tide Pods into this, and so instead he reaches into his bag and grabs one of his bottles of vodka, one of his full-size travel bottles.
Don't worry, I packed my own.
Yeah, of the same brand too, so it worked out. Like it's his brand still.
That's convenient for the sponsors, I tell you.
Yeah. So I gave it a 2. I was like,
Yep.
Could have been better.
Sure.
Could have been worse.
Yep.
Fights and action. I gave a 5.
Sure.
Some of the action was cool. There's a kind of a cool car chase that happens.
Yeah.
Where he's sitting in the back seat.
Oh yeah.
And then he leads the guy. It was kind of it was a clever moment. He leads the guy off the road.
Sure.
And then he's like, okay, now who are you before your friend comes back?
Yeah. That was
that was cool. Again, the fight. There were no stunts that were like, this is amazing.
No.
No. Julio or whatever his name is gets lit on fire. That was, yeah. So yeah, I gave that a 5.
Cool.
The Bond girl, I gave an 8. I thought she was a very strong character. She had this backstory about her. She's divorced. She's
Right.
alone.
Yep.
She comes here. She sneaks here and collects seashells that she sells back at some pier and makes a good living. And I just thought she was cool. There were a couple moments where she played the damsel. But I mean,
from a 1962 movie, that's expected.
And I think there always needs to be a damsel, whether it's a guy or a girl. I don't know is it still a damsel? There needs to be someone who needs rescuing.
Yeah.
There needs to be someone who can't go toe to toe with Bond for 2 reasons. One, Bond, you need that kind of rescuing heroism of Bond.
Yep.
And 2, if you've got someone who is on equal playing field as Bond and could get themselves out, don't need his help. Then all of a sudden Bond's not Bond's just a guy with greasy hair. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He loses that kind of. He loses the need for him.
Yeah. I was impressed. I was surprised that they gave her that much time for backstory and character development. I was surprised.
Especially because she doesn't come in until halfway through the film.
Yeah.
Or more than halfway through the film.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of rendezvous between the sheets prior to that. But that's, and I don't think, does he end up, well, he does. I guess they canoodle on the boat after everything's safe and they're away.
With no food or water.
Without the protection of sunscreen.
Yeah. It was the 60s.
There was a scene that I picked up on, and I don't know. To me, it was a movie goof, but I looked up. I don't know that I could find nothing about this online. So there's the scene where they need to strip down behind the screen, and they're getting sprayed because they're radioactive.
Yep.
Right. And she sprays off pretty easily. He retains some radioactivity, so they do some other stuff to him. There's a shot where they're done being sprayed, and the camera angle changes a bit, and they're coming out from behind the screen, sort of behind the cover of towels, and they're putting towels on, or house coats or whatever it is. I think it's house coats, maybe.
Yeah.
And in that scene, for a brief second, which is partially what makes me think it's a goof, you see a whole lot of naked of her, not of him. But you definitely see like a nipple and maybe some pubic region. And so like, yeah, it felt like this really kind of oops moment, but then felt strange because like I've always wondered how stuff like that is missed. Like there was a nip slip in the show Riverdale.
Oh, really?
Which made it through to the, through to the show. And that stuff always, I'm like, how, like, if someone, like, in the editing process and the color correction process and the, X, Y, Z, someone has peered over all of these scenes hundreds of times.
Right.
Nobody caught this?
I didn't see it that closely. I didn't think there was, like, I didn't.
Oh, there was.
Okay.
My TV is like 3 times the size of yours.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there was. And so then, so I went to IMDb and I looked up because IMDb's always got a section for goofs.
Oh, sure.
Like think continuity errors, so-and-so is wearing the watch in this scene, but then it cuts angles and the watch is on the other hand or something, like small stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this wasn't mentioned. But then I went to the parent directory, like the content advisory section of the movie on IMDb, and it also, under the sex and nudity portion, it also didn't mention it. And so I still think it's a goof.
See, but when I watched
maybe it's just a goof that a lot of people have caught up.
I find that hard to believe, just because it's the first James Bond, and like you said, it's been put on so many, like it's been put on DVD and VHS and restored and whatnot. I thought it looked like she was wearing. Pardon me for the female viewers on the show. I don't understand what these are, so I'm just going to drop this term. But she was wearing something like Spanx, or is that what it's called? Where it's just like a body adhering kind of little garment that was like skin colored. Yeah,
and I don't think she was. Okay. Like I said, I didn't pause it and press my nose up against the TV, but like. But I did, I'll admit, I did rewind it and play that shot again for the purpose of trying to figure out, okay, whoa, like, could you see something there?
Right.
Was this a slip up?
Right.
And I think it was. I think
maybe.
It's, like the copy I'm watching, it's an older film, so it wasn't like pristine. I don't have Blu-rays of these movies.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't pristine high def.
Oh, see, I was watching it on Blu-ray.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. So maybe you'll have to go back and watch it. Yeah. Maybe click through frame by frame, and you'll have to be the ultimate judge. Well, no, let me know, like, because I'm from a is it a movie goof standpoint?
For sure.
I'm genuinely curious.
It's a very interesting point.
So anyways, I gave her an 8, and not because I think she's naked in it, but
do you think there's a way for him to non-creepily announce himself when, like, she's singing on the beach and he was watching her for a bit? Like, how do you transition without sounding like a creep?
I think he seemed like a creep to us because we know how long he had been watching.
Okay, right.
But to her, he just stumbled out of the bushes,
right,
and was like, "Oh, hey there."
Okay, true. Yeah.
Oh, hey there.
Oh, I just came here right now. True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I also like to walk on this beach.
Right. Sure. And pick up seashells. Pick up women and seashells.
Did you find, watching this, the Sean Connery-ness of his voice wasn't as much, it wasn't fully formed. It wasn't, he wasn't as lispy.
I can't comment. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't pay it.
I didn't think he was as lispy.
Oh, really?
I didn't. It wasn't like a whole. Oh, it's a martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Right. Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. Supporting characters. I gave a 6. I don't think the supporting characters were super memorable. And I'm like, even right now, I'm having to look up the guy's name. Doctor, not what was the guy? Quarrel?
Oof.
Yeah, Quarrel. Quarrel, I really liked. He was the islander that ends up getting lit on fire. He's the guy that
right.
captains the boat. I liked him.
Right.
I thought he was like loyal to the end. I liked that he was a part of, like, he's a part of MI6, or he's working with MI6.
Sure. Yep.
And
Yeah.
and sacrifices himself. But overall, I thought the supporting characters were just really weak. We do get our first glimpse at M.
Yeah.
In this.
And we do
also
Moneypenny.
get our
Moneypenny,
right?
We
get our first glimpse at the infamous Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Which again was one of those, come here, Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Don't you want to feel the embrace of a real man?
I have to say I guess it's not. Well, I guess it is kind of a weak supporting character, but like the professor, like just. How absolutely useless he was with his gun in that room.
Oh yeah,
like he was.
Yeah.
It was like a giraffe trying to use a fork and a knife. Like it was just.
Well, and I've always wondered this. I have relatively, I would say, I have less than average experience shooting people while they sleep, but I've always wondered.
Right.
Like it's kind of one of those. Well, everyone would like to think this is how they would, but when you're actually in the situation,
right?
It would have to be a really good configuration of pillows for me not to go, whoa,
right?
Like this Bond guy's got a hell of a hunchback. Like what's, who sleeps like this? What's, especially because Sean Connery, I don't think I realized prior to this movie, he's a tall fella.
Oh yeah.
He's got some height to him.
Sure, yeah.
For a Scotsman.
But yeah.
Scotsman.
Just, I mean, this guy unloading his entire clip and then still going for his gun just seemed quite stupid.
Now, Bond, like in this, even though Sean Connery is Scottish, he's playing British, right?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe that's part of. I mean, also maybe that's part of where. Like maybe when Sean Connery does a British accent, maybe some of the the whatchamacallit, the Scottish lisp that he has
kind of
disappears,
goes under the rug. Yeah.
But yeah, so I gave supporting characters a 6.
Cool.
Final category, Bond song. I gave it 3. It's the Jamaican kind of islander thing, which is fitting for the theme of the movie,
right.
But didn't feel like I've heard, like everyone's heard the song Skyfall
for sure.
Yeah, and I think I've heard a couple of others, and it didn't feel James Bondy to me. It didn't feel British intelligence. I guess. I just find the more recent songs so much better, but yeah, like it doesn't grab you. The Adele Skyfall, the Chris Cornell You Know My Name, the who sings The Writings on the Wall, is it Sam? Regardless who it is, like it was very. That's an awful name, Sam. Regardless of who it is.
My Wi-Fi's not connected, so I can't Google it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very bland. Very bland.
I'm expecting. I ranked that one really low because I'm expecting much better.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Which is similar. Like I gave Gadgets a 2, so Gadgets got the lowest rating.
Okay.
Because I'm expecting, and I get.
Oh, sorry.
My understanding.
Just wait one thing. Sam Smith. So
Sam Smith.
I had to
okay.
look it up.
My understanding. I've realized that, like my knowledge, I have some knowledge about James Bond, even though I
Oh yeah,
haven't seen them.
for sure.
Right? Like, here's the thing. So we recently did a James Bond versus 007 versus Mission Impossible
Right.
vote.
Yep.
And James Bond cleaned up.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I think it was like 2/3.
I think
voted
so.
for
Yeah, pretty much.
2/3, maybe a little bit more voted for James Bond. So it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't unanimous by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But people overall, and you know what, I agreed, and I've seen 1.5 Mission Impossible movies, and I hadn't seen any James Bond movies,
Sure.
and I still picked James Bond because it's just so, like, James Bond transcends films.
Right.
It feels like.
Yep.
As a kid, I hadn't seen any James Bond movie, but that didn't stop me from owning spy toys
Right.
and
Yeah.
and pretending that I was James Bond, not just
Right.
a spy.
Yep.
Pretending I was James Bond. Somehow I knew who he was.
Sure. Yeah.
I had no idea who Ethan Hunt was.
Who cares? Yeah.
That's his name, right? That's the actor. That's the character.
Pretty sure it's Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Mission Impossible song, I would say, is equally as cool
Yeah.
as the 007
When
song.
the credits are finished rolling, it's kind of like, all right, let's not watch this. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at some point, Ethan Hunt. At some point, I'll still give him a try.
Sure.
I'll work through, probably when I'm done Bond, I'll work through those.
Cool.
So anyways, all of that. So those numbers.
Yep.
Average up to give Dr. No a score of 5.3.
Cool.
Kind of middle of the road.
Yeah.
Slightly above middle.
Yep.
Could have been much worse. I think I was hoping for a lot more. So middle of the road is kind of where we land.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
What was the score you gave?
I gave it a 4.4, so pretty close.
Okay.
Wasn't blown away.
Wouldn't go see it in the theater.
Probably not. No, would not.
No.
I would rather just rent it. I wouldn't buy it. But surprisingly, I'm still intrigued enough that I really want to continue in this series.
Yeah, and so that's important for me to point out too, is that I gave this a 5.3, but it didn't in any way deter my anticipation moving forward. I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
Now I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves, how the character of Bond evolves into, because my understanding again is I'm pretty sure the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies are fairly gadget heavy, and I think I like that. I think I want my Bond to be pretty gadget heavy, because that's what sets him aside from just any other.
Yeah.
That's what makes him not just Jack Bauer.
It suspends our disbelief in that these
or the Bruce, whoever he is, the diehard guy. Bruce Willis's character.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And so then my understanding is, like, the first Daniel Craig, or maybe the first two Daniel Craig movies, because it was sort of like an origin story again, they went pretty light with the gadgets.
Sure.
But then I think my understanding is, like, at some point, either in the second or third one, I think there's 5 of him, right?
Yep.
The new one's going to be 5.
Yes.
So in the second or third one, they introduce Q. And that's when you start getting,
it picks up.
His Aston Martin gets a couple more toys on it and becomes a little more.
It was a little basic
and that
beforehand.
That was the other thing. There was no Aston Martin in Dr. No.
Yeah, this one was weird because he was never really in Britain for his mission, or he was in Jamaica. Jamaica, regardless. Somewhere
the Cayman Islands.
Right.
Yeah. We're all good missions takers.
I've got one point.
We're all the good espionages.
I've got one point I want to make to wrap it up.
Point it.
And it's not actually, I forgot. And it's not that I missed something about the plot. Just to thank goodness there was a big ass air duct in your jail cell.
Huge. And why is he crouching? He could probably be doing jumping jacks in that damn thing.
And it's also not the comment that I found. That was just, I actually rebound it because I was like, seems a little in poor taste. when the person at the U.S. Embassy, like when Bond asks about this mine, he compared it to like a concentration camp. He's like, yeah, he runs it like a concentration camp. I'm like, what? Like,
Right.
the Holocaust isn't even now. Like, I'm actually, it wouldn't even be appropriate now, but I just thought it was a weird comment to make. My point is about and I can relate 120% to James Bond with this. It's something we both have in common. It's something I've experienced as much as he has, maybe even more. It's his literal spidey sense that in this case was like literally mid-sleep. And as far as the filming, I'm not convinced that spider was actually on Sean Connery himself. I don't think it was. But if I've had a nickel for every time I've been in a situation similar to this where I just see a spider, whether it's on me or within 100 meters, and I intensely just focus in on it and the sweat starts dripping down my face, and finally it just ends with me like jumping over its corpse and hitting it with a shoe 700 times, basically like he did. I saw this scene and I just related to it 110%.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that because it was like,
yeah,
it was a scary enough spider. Essentially, what this was, what it was chalked up, was a scary enough spider turns even James Bond into a little bitch.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That he didn't just get up and go, "Oh, hello, little spider friend," and like ripped his head off or something. He was like, money penny, save me. Like, to me, that was pristine.
Right.
I was very happy with that.
Yeah. Gave him a human element, really. Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you for listening. We're not going to do.
Stop. I have one.
You've got more.
I've got 2 trivia questions for you.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there was going to be James Bond trivia.
There is always trivia to be had.
Oh, this will be bad. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. First question. Where do you think this movie ranks on the tomato meter as far as it's the 25th highest, it's the middle highest, it's the best? Where do you think it ranks?
And it's worth mentioning, like, this is out of 27, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So there are 2 James Bond films that are not made by Eon.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of offshoot James Bond films. One of them has Sean Connery in it still.
Yeah.
So we're going to include those chronologically in our ranking. Yep. So 27 films.
Yes.
One of which doesn't have a Rotten Tomato score yet because the film hasn't come out yet.
True.
I'm still going to say I think people are blinded by nostalgia.
Sure.
I'm gonna say top 10 for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna say top 5.
Sure.
I'm gonna say it ranks spot number 4.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it kind of depends how you break it down. It's fourth, like it's the 4th film on the list. But technically, there's 3 tied for second place at 95%.
Really?
So
that was a total stab in the dark.
Yeah. So Dr. No is rated at 95% with a couple others. So it's technically the 4th on the list. I guess it depends how you break it, how you perceive it. But it's either 4th or tied for second.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Well, does it though? Because this movie we thought was...
It makes me happy that I got it right.
Oh, yeah. But this movie we thought was okay, but we're hoping for better things.
Oh, no. There's all... To hell with that. There's all kinds of movies that Rotten Tomatoes is like, this movie's awful. And I'm like, this is like, screw you. This is so good. So
Okay. One more question, and I'm going to drop some trivia on you before I ask the question. The bikini of Honey Rider was sold in 2001 at an auction for almost $62,000.
Wow. Can I also say, like, I think part of why I scored Honey so high was what a Bond girl name, Honey Rider.
Honey Rider, yeah, honestly.
It was just perfect.
Right. So true or false, in the iconic gun barrel opening scene, so, as everyone knows, there's the pan shot of, like, the scope that goes across the screen, James Bond walks across, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Is that played by Sean Connery? Yes or no?
Oh, Yeah.
According to this,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Really?
In Dr. No, stuntman Bob Simmons played Bond in that opening camera
Interesting,
shoot.
because I'm pretty sure they used the same one for like the first 2 or 3 films too.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Like, I think my understanding is that there's only been like 7 variations on that scene,
Right.
on that opening,
Right. Okay.
and they often reuse it.
Right.
But,
That makes sense. Cool.
So,
That's all I
cool.
got.
well, thank you for listening.
Mhm.
We're not going to do. We're not going to talk about what we watched this week because it's sort of a middle of the week
Yeah.
thing. But stay tuned this coming Sunday, provided you're listening to this prior to Sunday, in which case it was a Sunday that happened a while back,
Right.
where we review Harry Potter number 1,
Numero 1.
the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you're geographically located.
Depending on what your passport says.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, you could. Depends where you live.
You could be, I mean, but you could have a Canadian passport and be living in the States.
Yeah. Depending on where you were born and spent your childhood.
Retract that comment, sir.
You know what comment I won't retract? Like, follow, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave us a good review. And check out the links below to check out our Patreon page to help support us and help grow our show and cover the bills and keep the lights on.
Thank you for that. It's been a really long time since I've had Cheese Whiz, so that hit the spot. That was good.
Cool.
That was good.
All right.
Okay, until next time.
Goodbye.
Over and out.